What up, Troy? What up, Ultra Mag? Amy Cinnamon, how are you doing? What up, Leon? What up, Satellite? Peace.
What's up?
How you feeling?
Yo, I'm great. I'm great. What's up, brother?
What up, Lord Jazz in the building?
Lord Jazz, Low Tug in the building. You know what I'm saying? Lords of the Underground. What's up?
No doubt.
Mr. Funky, do it all.
Yes, this is episode 120 of History Lessons. Here to give you your flowers and go back and congratulate you on all your accomplishments throughout all the years,
Thank
as
you,
well
brother.
as talk about your newest album coming out. But before we do all that, if we can go back just a little bit and tell all the viewers where you were born and raised.
You can see right behind me, man. Philadelphia, homie.
No doubt. What was a day in the life like for Doodlebug growing up in Philadelphia as a teenager?
Man, it was cool, man. You know what I'm saying? I lived in I would say like a middle class, lower middle class kind of a neighborhood in uptown Philly. You know what I'm saying? And my mom was a teacher, single parent home. Just me and my sister, and man, we just listen to music, skateboard, play basketball, you know what I'm saying, play video games, you know what I'm saying? We spent most of our time outside back in those days, man. For real.
Any obstacles you had to endure growing up?
I mean, always, of course, racism is always prevalent, you know what I'm saying, no matter where you go. I mean, in this country, it's sad to say, but you just can't get away from it. You always got people that don't believe in you, you know what I'm saying, that you got to overcome. I mean, that's in every cipher, you know what I'm saying? You just got to figure it out. I mean, I didn't have any like serious obstacles, that nothing that I looked at was as something that I couldn't overcome, you know what I'm saying? And or hindered me or held me back from anything, you know what I'm saying? I was lucky enough to have, even though it was a single parent home, my mom was very attentive. She was, she kept, you know what I'm saying? She kept us always in like after school type programs, different activities, you know what I'm saying, to keep us busy and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So I felt like we was in a pretty good situation. You know what I'm saying, I mean, even though there was death and destruction all around us and, you know, in the neighborhood, for the most part, our block was pretty cool, man.
Very dope. What was a young Doodlebug listening to music-wise before he got into hip-hop?
Dang, man, whatever my mom was listening to, you know what I'm saying? Like she played like stuff, anything in my house from Frank Sinatra. Any given day, you could hear Frank Sinatra, Bessie Smith, Pharoah Sanders, Earth, Wind and Fire, Marvin Gaye, Miles Davis. I mean, Stevie Wonder. I mean, all that stuff played in our house, man. Aretha Franklin, all that type of stuff, man. Then, you know what I'm saying? When I got in the streets and started hearing the music of the streets, you know what I'm saying? Um, that was it for me. You know what I'm saying? I was done. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, listening to Lady B on the radio. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was really introduced to hip hop outside of Philly. I was introduced formally to hip hop through the block parties. You know what I'm saying? Around my way, I would have like DJs come around, and the biggest sound system in my neighborhood was was called the Grandmasters of Funk, with DJ Cosmic Kev, MC Perry P, and DJ Gary O, and those cats. You know what I'm saying? They had gigantic speakers, they had the dope rappers, and they had the ill routines, and they would come set up on the block on the summer times and would do their little parties and play all the ill breaks, and everybody be out there dancing, and me and all my homies would be standing like right in the front, like just gawking, like watching them, trying to figure out what the DJ was doing so we can go back home and trying to mimic what they was doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that was kind of like my first like formal introduction to what hip hop was. And then I was introduced to the greater world of hip hop through Lady B's radio show on the AM. You know what I'm saying? She had a show on, I think it was called Rap Attack Show or something like that. I can't remember what it was called, but it was the Lady B show. You know what I mean?
How did Doodlebug get involved in the hip hop? Most artists would say breakdancing, graffiti, DJing. What was your first introduction, and how did you get involved with hip hop?
I grew up around a lot of graffiti artists and a lot of DJs, you know what I'm saying? Because when I was coming up, the DJ was the star of the show, you know what I'm saying? It was all about the DJ. The MC was kind of like just there to just to hype up the crowd and to highlight the DJ, you know what I'm saying? So the DJ was the star of the show. So I grew up around a lot of DJs and graffiti artists. So that was my first, you know what I'm saying? Those are my inspirations. I wanted to be a DJ, you know what I'm saying? At first, I didn't really get into the rapping part of it until I got to college, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I wrote rhymes here and there, you know what I'm saying? But I wasn't really serious about it. You know, it was just something to do, you know what I'm saying? It was what we did is you know, just practitioners of this hip hop culture, you know what I'm saying? It was burgeoning, you know what I'm saying? It was new. We didn't really have any like categories like you do now. It was just like we were just learning, you know what I'm saying? It was all new to us, you know what I'm saying? It was just cats with some turntables. They found the part of the break that of a song that everybody liked to dance to, and they just would, you know what I'm saying, play it. And then after a while, cats just started rhyming to it, started saying certain things, you know what I'm saying? It was just a natural progression, you know what I'm saying? And we just was a part of that whole movement, you know what I mean? So yeah, I grew up around a lot of graffiti artists and DJs. That was my first inspiration to hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Going around with my friends, bombing, doing, you know what I'm saying, bombing places, you know what I'm saying, putting tags up in bathrooms and on in train stations, you know what I'm saying, all that type of stuff, you know what I mean?
Tell me about the transition to being MC. At what point did you start to take it more serious?
I mean, like I said, I was rhyming like in when I was in high school and stuff like that, but I was more of on a DJ tip back then. I got to college and I met a cat named DJ Trouble Trev, who was also from Philly, and he had a crew called the Osage Crew. And when I met this cat, I was like, damn, yo, this cat was nasty. You know what I'm saying? He was super fast, like on some Grandmaster Flash type shit. You know what I'm saying? He was nasty. And I just was like, yo. After a while, I became his protege, and I used to hang with him, and eventually I just started becoming one of his MCs in the Osage crew. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I started getting into my rhyming. You know what I'm saying? Because that's when I started trying to figure out writing routines to get the hype up the crowd, you know what I'm saying? Do raps about the DJ, you know what I'm saying? When he would do like he would cut up some break beats and then, you know, we would take turns rhyming, you know what I'm saying? It was a couple of us. It was about 4 or 5 MCs, you know what I'm saying? Different cats from Philly, you know what I'm saying? And we all rhymed and it was pretty dope, you know what I'm saying? Down at Howard University.
Take us back to were you ever a solo artist? Were you always pretty much in a group?
Nah, I was a solo artist, but I always somehow just always was magnetically attracted to groups. You know what I'm saying? I did little solo things, but mainly, like I said, in the early days was as a DJ. And then I joined the Osage crew, and I became one of the rappers in that crew for my man DJ Trouble Trev. And then after that, I got back to Philadelphia, and I joined up with some of my homies back then. You know what I'm saying? J Truth, Malik, Josh Sun, and all those cats, you know what I'm saying? And we formed a movement called the DPS, which stood for the Dread Poet Society. And that was one of the groups I got into right before I joined Digable Planets.
Take us back to that moment. At what point did you meet Ladybug and Butterfly?
I met Ladybug when I was in DC at Howard University. She was a dancer in this rap group, this rap little coalition down there. You know what I'm saying? I was rapping and DJing. You know what I'm saying? Just on the hip hop scene, trying to every time they had some kind of hip hop party or hip hop flow down there, I was trying to be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? And then a couple of those parties, I met her. You know what I'm saying? Her and her girlfriends. And then me and my homies, we just started hanging out with them. They was mad cool. They was into hip hop. They was into the same things. We was into graffiti, hip hop, and blah 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 blah. And we would hang out with them, and she and I got mad cool. And then I met Ishmael. Uh, the same way. Like we was in college. We was just college party. You know what I'm saying? Moving back and forth from New Jersey to New York to Philly to DC, and I would see this cat at a lot of these different parties. And then finally, one day we was in Philly at this place called the Gallery Mall, and we bumped into each other and we started chit chatting. You know what I'm saying? He started telling me about this group he was doing called the Digable Planets. You know what I'm saying? And eventually, after we got really cool, I guess he started trusting me more. He asked me to be a part of what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? So I left the DPS and I joined up with him. I think that was like 1990. 91, something like that. You know what I'm saying? And then and while he and I, we've come to find out that his grandmother lived around the corner from my grandmother. His grandmother lived over on Chew Avenue in Philly. My grandmother lived over on 19th and Champloss in Philly, and it was not too far from each other. You know what I'm saying? So we go back and forth to each other's grandmother's house, sit back, go through our our little crates of records and trying to figure out different breaks and stuff like that. And because Ladybug at the time, Marianne, she was Marianne back then. She she was always coming up. She would come to Philly and visit me sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And she would always be around us too. And it was just like a natural thing for us just to all be hanging together, you know what I'm saying? And eventually just Ishmael just was like, he saw the natural flow we had together, saying with his vision. And he thought it would be cool that we all be a part of this thing he was starting called the Digable Planets. And that's, it just kicked off from there, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know it was going to go where it went, but you know what I'm saying? But it was definitely a blessing, you know what I mean?
What were the earlier conversations earlier on as far as the direction you guys were wanting to go?
I mean, Ishmael always had an idea in his head what he wanted to do in terms of Digable Planets. You know what I'm saying? He had the whole concept out, you know what I'm saying? Music. He had most of the music crafted, you know what I'm saying? When I met him, we started putting together a couple of ideas, but for the most part, he had most of the stuff together, you know what I'm saying? I added my flavor to it, you know what I'm saying? And Ladybug added her flavor to it, and it became what it became, you know what I'm saying?
Can you take us back to the moment where you guys really started to mesh and recording a demo?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He started off in Philly, like recording his demos with King Britt, who turned out to be DJ Silkworm for us on our first album, you know what I'm saying? And he was doing a lot of demo work with him in the beginning. And then, you know what I'm saying, then I jumped in, and then he had the demo together, and he took it up to New York. And he had a lot of connections because back in those days, he was an intern for this famous record label back in the day called Sleeping Bag Records. They had like Just Ice, Mantronics, you know what I'm saying? They did a lot of dance music too. And he was an intern there, and through that relationships, you know what I'm saying, he met a lot of different people, you know what I'm saying? And one of the people he met on his journeys in New York, you know what I'm saying, was this cool cat named Dennis Wheeler. May he rest in peace, you know what I'm saying? He's not with us no longer, but this cat was A&R for a burgeoning new label called Pendulum Records. And he liked what he heard, you know what I'm saying? And he wanted to sign us. And he asked us to come up to New York. And Ishmael called me one day from New York. He was like, yo, man, get Ladybug, man. You got to come up to New York. We got to do an audition for this cat named Ruben Rodriguez and Dennis Wheeler and them. And they want to see what we got. And if they like us, we might get signed. We was like, yo, word. That was crazy. I mean, it was like mad surreal, you know what I'm saying? But I had been, a lot of stuff had happened to me, you know what I'm saying, during those times, you know what I'm saying? You get a lot of promises. People tell you this and that, a lot of it falls through, it don't happen. So part of me was like, I didn't believe it, but it was still exciting, you know what I'm saying? Go to New York, the home of hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Go to a real label, and some people was actually interested in what we was doing. So it was real exciting, you know what I'm saying? And we went up there and did what we did, and next thing you know, we were signed. I mean, a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months later, we were
Did you
signed.
guys did you guys shop it for any other labels, or was Pendulum your first and only choice?
Ishmael took it around to a lot of. I'm pretty sure he took it around to a lot of different labels. You know what I'm saying? And Pendulum was just the one that just felt right. You know what I'm saying? They were new, so they didn't have a lot of expectations. You know what I'm saying? And they allowed us to be creative. You know what I'm saying? Express ourselves the way we wanted to. You know what I'm saying? So it was a good decision. You know what I'm saying? Pendulum was a great family there. You know what I'm saying? Mad. The roster was filled with creative cats. You know what I'm saying? And staff was mad cool. You know what I'm saying? All the way from Stanley Winslow to Dennis Wheeler, Ruben Rodriguez, all those cats. You know what I'm saying?
Can you remember earlier on what the details to that deal was? Was it for more than a 2 album deal, or what was the details to that deal early on?
I don't know the exact details. I don't remember. But I know we was definitely signed for multiple albums. You know what I'm saying? It was more than one album. You know what I mean?
Right.
It took us a few years. We did 2 albums with them, and then the group broke up. You know what I'm saying? Because of other circumstances,
Yeah, we'll get into that. I don't want you to get
conflicts
into
and
that
all
too
that. But
early.
yeah, but the label, they did their thing, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You guys began recording that debut album in 1992. Can you take us back to that creative process, what you guys were talking about, the ideas and concepts, how easy it was to put that album together? Or was it difficult?
The first album?
Yes.
Nah, it was. I mean, like I said, we had the whole album was pretty much together. You know what I'm saying? It was really the question was we didn't have any experience, you know what I'm saying, in terms of going into a real studio. And the label knew that. So they connected us with these hip hop veterans, Shane Faber and Mike Mangini, who worked with Tribe Called Quest, Native Tongues, you know what I'm saying? They did a lot of their records, engineered their records and stuff like that. So they coupled them with us, you know what I'm saying? And we went to their studio. They had a studio out in uh, Bergen, New Jersey. I think it was North Bergen, New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? We would catch the dollar van from Brooklyn to Manhattan, and then we would catch another van from Manhattan to New Jersey, and we would ride that van all the way down to North Bergen, New Jersey. And they had this little studio that was above this dentist office, and it was like that was our job every day, Monday through Friday. You know what I'm saying? We go there early in the morning, stay there till like at nighttime, and then go back to Brooklyn. And those cats, like they guided us through. You know what I'm saying? We knew what we wanted to do. We just didn't know how to do it in terms of a big major studio situation. You know what I'm saying? We mastered the little basement studio situations and all that, but we didn't really know too much about how to work at Akai S950 and all these other all that other outboard equipment and all the stuff. So Shane Faber and Mike Mangini, they used their expertise and guided us through and helped us. You know what I'm saying? And added some production tips to it. You know what I mean?
Right. To set the album up, you guys dropped Rebirth of Slick Cool Like That, which ended up blowing up everywhere. Can you remember what led to this single being the introduction to the world of Digable Planets? The conversation to push that as the first single?
Yeah, well, we actually initially we were pushing for this one song we had called Brown Baby Funk. You know what I'm saying? But we couldn't get the sample cleared. You know what I'm saying? So we had to switch gears, and actually that song never even made it to the album because we couldn't clear that sample. And then after a few more meetings with the label heads, we decided we all came to agreement that Cool Like That, you know what I'm saying, seemed like the best idea. You know what I'm saying? Because they had in their head that they was gonna push it mainly to like college radio. You know what I'm saying? That was like their main idea. Nobody had any idea that song was gonna get like mainstream appeal and all that. The whole marketing plan was like college radio, underground hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And then one day out of the blue, you know what I'm saying, Rosie Perez called up the label and said she wanted to sit down and have a meeting with us. You know what I'm saying? And she flew in from LA. She was the talent coordinator and choreographer for a hit show back in those days called In Living Color. She came there and they sat down with us and had a meeting and told us they wanted to fly us out to LA and have us perform on In Living Color. And we did that. And after we did that, the song just went, and it just started going crazy. Actually, you couldn't not hear the song on the radio. It was everywhere.
Right. When the single took off, how did life change for you personally?
I mean, it's not like I went from a shanty to a mansion. You know what I'm saying? It didn't really. I mean, it changed. It changed, but it didn't change too much. You know what I'm saying? I was still doing what I always did. I had a little bit more money in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? A little bit more stability. We were traveling more. You know what I'm saying? I got a chance to see the world. You know what I'm saying? And meet a lot of different and interesting people. You know what I'm saying? So in that regard, yeah, it changed. It definitely changed.
Did the success of that song catch the label off guard? And how far were you guys into completing that album at that point?
The album was already complete. The whole album was done when we put out the first single.
Okay, because the single dropped, I believe, in October. The album came out
Yeah.
in
We did that.
February.
Yeah, we recorded the album that summer prior to that. That summer before it came out in October. That whole summer is when we was doing our little treks from Brooklyn to New Jersey and recording with Shane Faber and Mike and Gene.
Right.
And then it dropped in October, and I think the rest of the album dropped the following year.
Right, February, I
Yeah.
believe. Okay. Take us back to some of your best memories of some of those sessions recording that album.
I remember we had in July, it was Butter's birthday. I remember we got a cake for him. A couple of our friends came through the studio. Monica was there from a group R&B group called Terry Monica, and we were all there just chilling. We sang him happy birthday and blew out the candles. That was pretty cool and fun. And I remember going in there trying to get my verse down for a couple of the songs, and I was nervous as a mug, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm in a real studio, like, damn, this is crazy. I was like nervous. And it took me a couple of, times, you know what I'm saying? Took me like a few sessions to get used to the situation, you know what I'm saying? And after about 3 sessions, I was like, I got used to Mike Mangini and shit, their way of doing things, you know what I'm saying? The flow of the studio, and I just, you know what I'm saying? Everything was cool after that, you know what I mean?
Right. The album dropped about 3 months after that single, like I said. Can you remember what the general reception was like for that album when it dropped?
Man, it was, I mean, like I said, the single was cool. I mean, we was doing good. Underground, we did a couple of shows and got a great reception. And there was a scene back in those days called Giant Steps, you know what I'm saying? And we used to, like, we stayed on that scene, you know what I'm saying? That scene showed us a lot of love, you know what I'm saying? And that was a lot of reasons why our song did very well in the underground, you know what I'm saying? Because of that Giant Step scene. And it was crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it took a while for the song to bubble, but like I said, once we got with that Rosie Perez and did that Living Color show, it just started shooting up. You know what I'm saying? Before that, we were getting, you know what I'm saying, a lot of college radio, underground hip hop. You know what I'm saying, was showing us love. But then after In Living Color, like mainstream radio just started catching on, and it was on after that. We started getting I think our first big tour was it was us and a group called Groove Garden. They were this group I forgot, Amber Sunshower, and they were signed with Flavor Unit. You know what I'm saying? That was Latifah and Shakim. They called our manager up and asked if they could this new group they got called Groove Garden would come on. It was this Japanese cat and his sister from Queen named Amber Sunshower. I can't remember the Japanese cat's name, but I remember Amber Sunshower, and they were mad cool, and they toured with us, and it was a great experience. You know what I'm saying? We had mad fun, and I mean it was crazy. That was the first time we ever like did our tour together. You know what I'm saying? A major tour around the country, around the world. You know what I'm saying? It was mad fun, man.
Very dope.
Learned
You guys,
a lot about the music business in that tour, man.
you guys ended up dropping "Where I'm From" as your second single. Where is Digable Planets at this point?
Man, we chilling. Most of us living in Fort Greene, Clinton Hill area at this time, Brooklyn. We all got our own places. Because when the album first dropped, we was like I was living with a friend of mine in Brooklyn, my man Gerald and Tracy. They went to college with me at Howard University, and they had an apartment in Fort Greene, and I ain't have nowhere to stay, so they let me stay. I was the guy on the couch, you know what I'm saying? I
Right.
stayed with them, you know what I'm saying? Then when we started having some success, I had a little money some extra money in my pocket. I was able to acquire my own apartment, and I stayed in that same neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? Like, actually, I got my own apartment probably like right around the corner from where I was staying as the guy on the couch, you know what I mean?
Right. You talked about earlier going on tour, your first major tour at Group Theory. At this time, could you tell us
No, Groove Garden.
what did I say? Group?
Groove Theory was a Mel LaRue. I wish we was
Yeah,
going to,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
but I
Great.
mean, the Groove
Okay.
Garden was dope. Groove Garden, if anybody wants to like Google them, you know what I'm saying, YouTube them, they was dope. You know what I'm saying? His sister Amber Sunshower, she was also she was the muse for that Tribe Called Quest song, Benita Applebaum. She was Benita Applebaum. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Yeah.
Gotcha. Sorry for the mix-up. Can you take us back to your favorite tour lineup during your first album? Maybe a favorite tour lineup and a favorite tour memory.
Our first tour, like I said, was us in Groove Garden. I think one of my favorite tours was us and Sade. When Sade asked
Ooh.
us to tour with her, that was like, man. And I think I would say close, either tied or close second would be when we toured with James Brown and Guru with Jazzmatazz down in South America. You know what I'm saying? That was pretty dope. That was a dope experience.
Wow, I didn't know you went on short tour with Sade. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yes, it was beautiful, man. It was beautiful. Every single night after the show, I don't care what we was doing. After the show, I would go back, smoke my L, and I would come right out in the front of the crowd, and I would stand there every single night and watch every show, front row, just there, like trying to learn new things. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention gawking at the beauty of the Queen Sade. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. That's a dope fun fact. You guys ended off a great album with Nickel Bags as your last single. Do you think Pendulum did a great job of pushing this album?
Yeah, they did pretty good. I think they did well. I mean, like I said in the beginning, the expectations was college radio, underground, hip, marketing. You know what I'm saying? I don't think nobody expected it. We all hoped. You know what I'm saying? As a rapper, you think, you know what I'm saying, we'll blow up. MTV, Rap City. You know what I'm saying? Be chilling with and Love it them. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? And you hope for the best. You know what I'm saying? You just do what you do and hope for the best. And I don't think anybody expected it, but you know what I'm saying, we felt comfortable and confident in our skills and our talent that we could be. But we did, you never know how the world's gonna react to your music and to what you do. But I think the label did very well for what we did. You know what I'm saying? The second album got caught up in a lot of uh, record company politics. You know what I'm saying? Because our record label at the time was distributed by Arista, the first album, and then the second we left because I don't know what happened. That was between them, but either way we left, and our new distributor was EMI. And you know what I'm saying, and over at Arista, you know what I'm saying, we had mad, you know what I'm saying, connections. We knew everybody. We would hang out with them, go, you know what I'm saying, be at their houses, you know what I'm saying, go play tennis with them, you know what I'm saying, after parties, you know what I'm saying, all types of stuff. Over at EMI now, we ain't know nobody. We just knew, you know what I'm saying, they already had established artists that was selling records, doing their thing, you know what I'm saying. It took us a while, and at the time we were beginning to have problems internally with the group management, things like that. So the second album, I think, didn't receive the same amount of marketing love that the first album received. You know what I'm saying? It was good intentions, but it just didn't happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll get into that in just a moment. Going back to the first album, you guys ended up winning the Grammy for the best rap performance by a duo group for Cool Like That. Take us back to what that feeling was like.
Man, that's crazy, man. I mean, I never really put any stock into the Grammys, you know what I'm saying? Because coming up, Grammys never really showed any love to rap. I mean, they kind of don't really show it that much now, you know what I'm saying? But they showed more than they ever did, you know what I'm saying? But back in those early days, they never really showed love to rap, you know what I'm saying? Hip hop. And when they did, they would on the national telecast, the rap category was usually like the one they would say, oh, earlier in the day,
Right.
JoJo Blood won for, you know what I'm saying? They never really showed it, you know what I'm saying? So when we won it, it was like the early stages of them actually starting to show it, you know what I'm saying? I think the first group they might have showed, I think it was Jazzy Jeff and Will Smith, and it may have been, or Tone Loc, or I can't remember who the first one was, but it was in that era when we came up, not too long after us, you know what I'm saying? And that night was like crazy. I mean, it was crazy. Even though I said all that, it was still a crazy night. I mean, to be accepted by the mainstream industry, to be accepted into their throngs, that was crazy. Like, wow. I felt like, you know what I'm saying, like I snuck into something, like I wasn't supposed to be there. You know what I'm saying? I snuck
Right.
in, like everybody looking at me like, who you? Why you here? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
let me see your ticket. Yeah. And then we won. And see, just to be there and to be nominated to me was just, I was good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we were nominated for 2 Grammys, for Best New Artist and for Best Rap Duo, Best Performance by a Rap Duo or Group. And we ended up winning the one for Best Rap Performance by a Duo or Group. But we was in a category with freaking icons. Like, come on, man. Like, who's gonna think that these 3 little insects from Sector 6 gonna beat Cypress Hill, Naughty by Nature, Snoop and Dre? I mean, these are the cats we was going up against, man. I mean, I was sitting in my chair. I had my mom with me. All of us had our parents with us. We sitting, Danny Glover, other crazy luminaries sitting around us. I'm like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? We're going to the after party. Man, come on, man. We ain't winning this. I thought to me, Snoop and Dre had it. You know what I'm saying? It was Snoop and Dre.
Right.
And then when they said our name, like time just froze. I was like, oh. I looked around, I was like, wah, wah. Like, oh. I was like, yo, my mom looked at me and said, you won. And I looked at my mom and I was like, yo. I looked at the rest of the crew. We all was like, shh. And our team was like happy as a mug. We just went up there. I was super nervous. My palms were sweaty. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad Ishmael spoke, because I don't know what I would have said. I could have went up there like on some Charlie Brown parent.
Right.